How are we looking, Pilot Rio? All right, guys, it has been an insane, crazy morning. I'll fill you in on the story in a little bit, but right now we're at Miami Airport and we are waiting to get on our next flight. It's just about to board right now. So we're gonna go jump on this flight and then we're gonna head back to our boat. We haven't seen our boat for 4 months. There's been some crazy storms that have gone through Trinidad. There's been tornadoes, tons of rain and flooding, and we're not sure what the condition of our boat is. We haven't got any calls from the marina saying there's any issues, but they also don't board the boat and they don't check it out for us. They just make sure the dock lines are secure. The person that usually goes over and checks the boat hasn't been able to make it over there. They said the roads were so bad that they couldn't get over there last week. And well, this is the day they usually go over there, but we're gonna be there later today. So we're gonna be back there in a few hours. Let's see what happened to the boat. We made it to Trinidad. We got all of our bags with us. You know, I used to travel light, but now with 2 daughters, there's no such thing as traveling light anymore. We've got all these bags, but luckily our buddy Martin has a taxi service out here and he is going to pick us up. We got Martin over here. He is our taxi guy. He's the best around. He's always on time. Yeah, he always fits all of our bags. We appreciate Martin. Yes, and we got some doubles. So first thing, airport doubles right when we arrived. All right, now it's time to head to the boat and check it out and see how it is. Just got to the boat. So far, everything looks okay. I don't see anything really, well, haven't really taken much of a look yet. I just stepped inside. At least the air conditioning has been running this whole time. We have like a house air conditioning unit in there to keep the boat cool and to keep the moisture out of it. But unfortunately, with all the storms that came through, there was, well, a lot of rain, a lot of clouds, which means no sun, which means no solar charging. So for the last few weeks, we haven't had the batteries working on the boat. They shut off. They're lithium batteries and they got too low and shut off. So my monitoring system that's on board that sends a signal to me where I can see pictures and everything was shut down. So basically I had no idea what was going on, but it's still here. It's still floating. The bottom is a mess. There's just barnacles and stuff growing on it like crazy because for whatever reason, the guy that usually comes by and cleans the bottom every couple weeks did not respond to me. So he hasn't been over here in a long time and it's looking really bad. It has got a lot of growth on here right now. I'm gonna go inside, check all the bilges and stuff because without the batteries working, that means the bilge pumps weren't working. So hopefully there's no water down there. But the good thing is it's still here. It's looking good on its lines. It's floating at the right height, it looks like. So I'm not expecting to find a bunch of water down there. All right, so all the bags. The AC is running. Ooh, it's hot out here though. And inside, how's everything looking, Rio? Hot? Yeah, well we still have our long sleeve clothes on, huh? And pants?
You're already sweating.
I know, I'm so sweaty right now. I'm wearing jeans. Thank you. It's time to change into some Caribbean clothing. All right, I'm gonna pull up some floorboards and check the bilges. Don't see any water down here. That's looking okay. A couple little drips there, but nothing. That looks dry. Okay, well, I think everything looks okay on here. Did a quick hat swap, short swap, ready for boat life again. But now I got to figure out, we need to plug in shore power. There's 2 lines. So I gotta get those powered back up, see if the air conditioning will turn on, open all the seacocks and all that stuff, check everything out again, and then get the water going, get all the plumbing running so we have water and the heads are working. All right, let's get to work. This sucks. Somebody came through here and stole our plugs. One of them I took off for the AC, but they stole the other one because it's not here. The boat side ones are here. Somebody obviously needed one of those to plug their boat in. They took it. And it's not our neighbor that's behind us. That's a new neighbor. I just checked those. I'm gonna do a quick walk because they were written on and it said the boat name on them. They're really expensive here. They're like $120 each at the boat store. That's why somebody stole them. I got the shore power wired up. I got one line wired up, which has all of the electrical stuff except for the starboard side air conditioning, the water heater, and one other thing. I think it's washer and dryer. So we don't need those right now. The plug that was stolen is for that side. So we'll have to get another one tomorrow. It's too late today to go to the boat stores and get that. So I got that one line plugged in, figured out which one it was, got it wired up, plugged into the boat over here, started to turn power on. The battery alarm started going off, shut the battery alarm off, checked everything, opened some Seacocks. I was getting ready to turn on the first air conditioning, and the dock master came by and he was like, hey, I smell something burning. So I didn't want to send anybody over here to plug in our shore power for us, but I knew the batteries were dead. But I was like, man, what if something happens? What if something catches on fire and we're not here? Well, it almost happened. And the dock master came by and, well, we're trying to figure out what the smell was. I immediately unplugged the shore power, started going around the boat, checked the battery box first because I was like, man, lithium batteries, if there's something going on and they catch on fire, those are gonna be really hard to put out. Went over there, no smell. It was only in the back of the boat here. Went around, looked at everything. One of the lights were on, and that light that's up there, the red light for navigation, was on for whatever reason. Shut that off, still smelled it, and Ashley found it over here. It is this light back here. You can see it's burned. It's actually still hot. So I just cut the ground off of it so it won't come on right now. That shorted out. I don't know why. Got water in it probably, and it just shorted out. But I've been thinking about this for like weeks. When the battery died and I didn't have any connectivity to the boat, I was like, man, this is really terrible because there's no battery to run the bilge pumps. If water started getting in the boat would be sinking. Luckily that didn't happen, but also luckily I didn't have anybody come over here and just plug the shore power in and just go, all right, well, it's plugged in and leave, because I don't know what would have happened. Maybe this would have just shorted itself out inside and burned the wires and maybe tripped the fuse or something. I don't know, but either way, man. Whew. Back to boat life. Oh, Rio, what'd you get?
A butterfly.
Is that was it a moth? A giant moth?
No,
It's a butterfly?
Yeah.
Wow, that's big. That's really cool.
Mealbugs? Mealbugs.
Mmm.
What?
Delicious. So we're going through the pantry now and seeing how many bugs we have. Well, at least they're contained in this container. Haven't seen any other bugs. We'll dump that and just keep going through the boat. Man, it's a lot of work when you come back to your boat after leaving it for a while. Rio is currently hammering the garlic powder with a spoon. Just the humidity just made it all like clumped up, so she is getting that usable again.
No bugs.
Should probably go eat some food too.
Any bugs.
It's about dinner time.
I haven't seen any bugs in it, so.
No bugs in the garlic?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, that was crazy. Well, obviously the lights aren't on. You can't really see, but we have our bags out here. It's like 3:30 in the morning right now. I heard some footsteps on the boat. I came outside and there were like 4 or 5 dudes in like white, not ski masks, but like balaclavas. They were going through our stuff. I just started yelling at them, charging at them. I didn't have my knife, anything on me. I just charged at them and they took off. But I'm gonna go to the dock master right now and just go up to the security office and tell them what's going on. I'm up at the office right now, letting the guys know. The guy was working at the front desk. Like I said, it's 3 in the morning, so I think he's calling it in on security right now. And see some movement down here. Let me see what's going on. I tried calling front desk, but we just got here and my phone's not working, so I couldn't call them. So I just grabbed my knife and flashlight and ran over here. We're gonna go back to the boat, check on the girls. All right, so that was the security guys that came over, and obviously by the time I got up, tried to call, yeah, they're gone. They took off, but they're gonna check out the security cameras. Well, at least I heard them fast enough. I don't think they actually got anything. Like, I heard them and I woke up immediately. Like, as soon as I heard a couple footsteps, I was thinking the kids were awake already, and it's obviously dark. But yeah, I got out of bed, threw my shorts on, and walked over the door, and I just woke up, and it's obviously looking through the window's fogged up because of the air conditioning. Couldn't really see, but I see someone walking over here, and I'm like, no way. And I thought it was one guy, maybe two guys, and I opened the door and there's 4 or 5 guys, and they're all over the back of the boat here. And I just yelled at them like I was a bear, just as loud as I possibly could. Slammed the door open and just charged towards them, and they all just took off, jumped off the back of the boat here. And they were all running and just jumping. Yeah, they were all jumping off of here, leaping over the side and jumping off of here, because I had the lifelines closed on the side, so it was harder to get over there. So they were just they just took off and just ran off. I mean, at least, yeah, well, I don't think they got anything, and everybody's okay. So we'll get the security guys to check out, their footage and see. But obviously they all had white masks on. They weren't dumb. They're not going to get their faces in the camera. Yep. Well, it's definitely still the rainy season here. All right. Well, a little update on everything that was happening last night. We just went through all the stuff, and it looks like they didn't get anything, came up here fast enough to stop them from taking anything, so that's good. I alerted the marina security, and they've also alerted the Coast Guard, so they are aware of it, and hopefully, it doesn't happen to anybody else in the future, or us in the future. If anything else comes up, I'll let you guys know. I'm walking around up the boat here this morning. I noticed that they turned my camera pointing over there rather than pointing towards the back of the boat where I usually have it. They didn't know though that it wasn't working because, like I said, somebody had stolen the shore power plug, so we didn't have any of the outlets working. We just had the AC running. So either way, it wouldn't have done us any good to have the camera because it wasn't even on, even if it was pointing in the right direction. So I am thinking, well, some thunder. I am thinking I need to get some lights back here and maybe some motion sensor lights, so if somebody does come on the boat, they just get lit up, and hopefully that will be some sort of a deterrent. I think all those little kind of things, obviously a mistake on our end by leaving those bags here where, people can see them as they're passing by. I tried to put them all in the corner. I should have just brought them inside and just had that inconvenience. I'm not saying that it's my fault that they came on board to steal these things. I'm just saying that in the future, to try to deter people from stealing anything, dinghy goes up, it gets locked every single night. Anything that's outside that has any value or any flashiness to it gets brought inside or locked up. Other than that, everybody's fine. Everything's okay. So obviously could have been a lot worse. Coming out here 3 a.m, not realizing how many people there were up here, could have definitely gone a different way. I thought that it might have been a dock master coming on board because we had that light that was burning. I thought maybe there was somebody walking by that smelled it and was coming on to check on it. So I looked at it, so I couldn't really see. I opened the door and there's like 5 guys in the cockpit here, all looking at me. My reaction was just to yell at them and start charging towards them because they had that kind of deer in the headlights look, like they weren't expecting anybody to hear them and come up. Obviously, I think they knew people were on the boat. The AC is running, which is dumping water out of the bottom of the boat. Also, all the bags are here, so maybe, you know, they thought somebody was here, but they thought they could board and get away with coming on board, trying to steal that stuff. They were all fast, man. They leapt over the side of the boat so quickly, and it's, you know, it's probably at least a 2-foot gap plus the railing onto the dock, and they got out of here really fast and just took off. So also, my phone wasn't working last night. The cell signal, like everything was just kind of like getting back on track. The Starlink wasn't on because we didn't have the shore power. The outlets weren't hooked up. So what a crazy thing to happen. But like I said, everybody's okay. And I still haven't told you guys about what happened when we were going through to the airport and all of that. I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Might be hard to hear me out here with all the rain, so I'll go inside. That's pretty crazy that that's just from the wake from these fishing boats going by here. They are flying through here, and every time they come past, which is like once every 5 or 10 minutes, it gets super rolly. They do not have a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit, or maybe they do, but no one abides by it. So yeah, it's tough to be on the boat. So Ashley and the girls went to the pool, so I'm gonna head over there right now, and then I'll fill you guys in on the rest of the story of what happened yesterday before the attempted theft, trying to get to the airport. So we've been in Annapolis for the boat show. We were over there, we stayed a couple extra days, and then we went over to Washington, D.C., checked out all the normal tourist stuff, right? Went to the White House, had a lot of fun. Next day was our flight, so midday I booked a ride with Uber. So we had to leave at 3 a.m. to get to the airport in time for our 6 a.m. flight. The driver never showed up. 3 a.m., 3:15, nothing was happening. Starting to look for more rides. Nothing. Started looking at Lyft, no one available, and we needed an extra large, at least to a double XL because of all of our bags and 4 people. So we couldn't find anything. So at around 3:20, 3:30ish in the morning, we decided to just get 2 separate Ubers. It was a mess. So we get there, we get in line, go over to the little kiosk, print out the tickets. Tickets start printing, and then it runs out of paper. So we run out of paper, it shuts down. It says this kiosk is no longer in operation. Try to get somebody to come over and help. Someone came over, looked at it, we went to a different kiosk, but they couldn't get the tickets to print because that other machine already thought that the tickets have been printed out. So we had to call over someone else and went to the counter, waited in this long line to get there. They tried to help us. They also were unsuccessful. Then they brought us to a different line, another long line that was absolutely not moving. We were sitting there for 20 minutes and the clock is ticking, right? So we need to get on this flight. Standing there on this line, it's not moving. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the priority line, and if they tell me I can't be here, I can't be here, whatever, but I'm gonna try it. So I jump in the priority line, get up there, and tell the lady that, hey, you know what? We might not make our flight because of these issues. We printed our tags, but not all of them printed. She's trying to get the tags to print, and she couldn't do it. So she had to call over another supervisor. And at this point, the bags, like the checked bags, have been cut off, and it's like at the end, it says, you know, we're not accepting any more checked bags because obviously have to get them on the plane in time. The supervisor came over, he finally got the tags printed, and he got it to, got them over to the plane. So we're like, man, we're gonna make it. Okay, we're gonna be all right. We have 4 carry-ons in our backpacks, and now we're heading to the plane. We got pre-check, so we go over the pre-check line really fast. Everything's good, moving through. The last bag doesn't go through. Moves over on the scanner, right to the side. Inspection time. Guy's like, hey, whose bag is this? I raise my hand. He's like, all right, come over here. He opens the bag up, he starts searching it, and in there was my Huel Black Edition chocolate powder, half a bag, you know, sealed up, and I put another bag around it so it wouldn't spill. I had put some of the Huel in the checked bags, but everything was like, you know, we just went to a boat show, we bought some life jackets, so everything was kind of spread out, and I didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah, it's protein powder. Who cares, right? Well, apparently the TSA cares. They have to check it as if it was a bomb. Now the specialist is coming over, the bomb specialist, the explosive specialist. He's over there with his chemistry kit. All these little vials of different chemicals, these little test strips. He's taking a little bit of powder out of the bag, and he's putting it down here. He's putting the dropper. I mean, I got the full pat down, like all the way. Digging through all of my gear, not just that one bag, because I was carrying my backpack with all my camera gear. It was stuffed to the brim, and they pulled every last thing out of there. My laptop, all the stuff, all the batteries, all the cameras, the GoPros, the DJIs, like everything came out of my bag, all laid across here, swabbing everything, checking everything. Finally, all right, you're okay, you're good to go. It's always protein powder, they said. Put everything back in, stuffed everything back in the bags, ran to the gate, and we just got there in time. They were literally standing there saying, hey, we're waiting for you. We got inside, and guess what? There was actually a place to put our bags. We got on the plane, flew to Miami, we made it to Miami, got there, and now landed in Trinidad, and then the theft, attempted theft at 3:30 in the morning. What a way to get back in to Trinidad. All right, guys, this video is almost over, but I wanted to end it on a high note and tell you guys that I don't want you guys to think that we're not happy to be back here in Trinidad. We are back here on our boat, and this is our home. And Trinidad kind of feels like a second home to us now. We really have met so many really friendly, great people here, and we have an absolute blast being here. Being back in the tropics is amazing. We're gonna be here for another month or so. We're gonna do some work to the boat, and then we're gonna start sailing. So we're looking forward to it all. This is not going to deter us from doing any of that stuff. If anything, it's just a lesson. There are bad apples everywhere you go, so lock up your stuff, pay attention, be smart. You know, we're not going to leave our bags or anything valuable out on the boat that's going to attract any attention, obviously, and we're going to pay attention to wherever we go. You don't want to wear jewelry walking around in a bad neighborhood. It's just kind of common sense, whether you're in LA or you're in Trinidad or you're in any country, right? So that being said, we're happy to be back. We're happy to be back on the boat. We're happy to be back here in Trinidad. And guys, next week, we're going to the track. That's right. We are going to the track. I'm going to be driving Fareed's R33 drift car. We're going to go out and test it. So Fareed has set up a test day, shake it down, make sure the car is good to go, and see if I feel like I can compete in a right-hand drive 250 horsepower R33 against these guys that are very comfortable in right-hand drive cars and have 600 or 700 horsepower. Maybe it'll rain. Maybe it'll level the playing field a little bit. I don't know. Either way, I know it sounds weird, but I'm looking forward to strapping my helmet on and putting my race suit on, even in this 90 degree, 75% humidity weather, getting back in a drift car, having some fun. Man, I can't wait. And if all goes good, we're going to be competing with that car in the finals, the Trinidad and Tobago Drift Association finals. It's coming up in just a couple weeks. So wish me luck, and obviously follow along, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, like the video, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we will see you next Saturday.